In 2016, I graduated from my software development boot camp, which was a huge accomplishment. I was very proud of myself. But shortly after graduation, I was hospitalized with kind of the run-of-the-mill CF exacerbation. It quickly turned into like the worst exacerbation that I've ever had. My doctor, who had been my doctor for probably 15 years by that point, sat right at my bedside and broke down, started crying, and told me that he thought it was time to start thinking about transplant. I was 20 when this happened, I think. I remember just that feeling of kind of hopelessness and frustration just being so amplified after that, because I just got like this bombshell dropped on me. And that was kind of the first of two really hard conversations like that I had to have. In the 3 years following graduation, I had a lot of kind of ups and downs with my health. Continually saw my lung function to decrease over time, despite my best efforts. Just the main focus of every day was just keeping myself alive. Little did I know Trikafta would come into the picture. One thing kind of led to another, and that was like 2 months before I met Bo, I think. That was the thing that gave me the confidence and the ability to be able to consider dating. Trikafta has been incredible and has undeniably changed my life and saved me from transplant. Now that we kind of have modulators in the picture, clinical trials for the complications of CF, those are super important because they're all a step in the right direction towards managing this beast of a disease that affects so much more than just the lungs. I do still experience exacerbations from time to time, still intense IV antibiotics that have not so great side effects. Inflammation and kind of shortness of breath, CF-related diabetes and sinus symptoms and DIOS. That's kind of been a big one for me. You know, Trikafta is not a cure. I expect to eventually start to decline some more. I'm not naive to that. I've always been very interested in participating in clinical trials. Have never actually been able to participate. Either my lung function was too low or I was on antibiotics at the time, things that would automatically disqualify me. Hopefully someday I'll be able to. There's almost an element of paying my dues, I guess, in the community, kind of like helping advance these medications through the pipeline. Every year on my birthday, that's what I wish for, is a cure. It would mean a new lease on life. It would mean all of a sudden not having to worry for another minute about my future. Yeah, it would mean very grateful, triumphant, hopeful outlook on the rest of my life.